So in this case, you are already aware in Active Directory environment you need to create the users, okay, because without users creations you won't be able to manage Active Directory. What are the users required for Active Directory environment? What are the users, domain user, specific type, service account? All we'll discuss about this this particular class. So generally in Active Directory there is a two kind of users are there. First of all, here user means always domain users. Whenever you are creating users in AD environment, it's called domain users. Now domain users will be two types. One is domain admin, another one is domain generic users, and another one is service account. What exactly these three? Because of all these three having different purpose. Those who manage enter the Active Directory, we call them domain admin. Those who having some other team like Windows Server team, VMware team, network team, so based on your access level we'll call generic users, domain generic users. Another one is service account. So any application need to configure through domain. For domain user you need to use domain account, it's called service account. Service account means the AD account or domain account which is required to run any specific service like SQL service, like SAP service, like any other services which is required domain users, it's called service account.
Service account like for automation purpose also, no?
Exactly. If you want to use any bot also need a service account. Okay. Okay. So after that we will create bulk of users. So let's say normally 1, 2, 3, 4 users you can easily create. But whenever you have a requirement to create bulk of users, then how to do it? Let's say 500 users you need to create, 400 users you need to create. How to do that? That is all about today demonstration. Clear? So for that only we need one domain controllers, and you can need one client machines for testing. So let's open the domain on my VMware workstation. going to promote the domain controller. Hello, my voice audible? Hello?
Yes, yes. Sir, when we can expect like to start that WSUS and all? At least.
After this class, we have to learn group policy, then
Okay.
WSUS, then DNS,
Okay.
okay, then
Okay.
certificate, then ADFS, so many
Okay.
things. So we have a back-to-back plan. Okay.
Okay.
If you need my urgent video for WSUS, I can give it to you. reason? What could be the reason?
The administrator account password is not set, I think so. The administrator account because of the domain controller when you create.
Perfect. fast. Okay, let's install the machine. I'm telling you. So in order to join this machine into the domain, we need one account, domain account. So it's just a domain account can join any machine into the domain. Clear? So the basic permission for domain joining, it's a simple domain users, normal users without any extra high privilege, he can join the machine to the domain. So let's create one users, normal users. Okay. So let's create one users. Set Roy. These are the first name and last name, and these are the Windows name. So that cannot be that I can do anything. I can give Cedar. Okay. Windows account, whatever it is, it may be employee ID, it may be some number, it may be any kind of things. That means these are the ID you are logging, not this. This is the information, and these are the ID. Next is, whenever you are create any user in AD, remember you have to give them password never user can change, this option. User must change the password is next logon. This is the compliance based compliance policies. Clear? Whenever you are creating any users, select these options, user change the password at next logon, so that whenever the user trying to log in next time, he can reset his password. Got it? But this time I will not check this because I am going to join the machine to the domain. Clear? Yeah. So in that case, just the users we have created, it's a simple domain domain users, no other high privilege. Let's see whether he can join the machine to the domain or not. So in that case, I have joined the machine to the domain. So next, any users, let's say you are creating user for other for that domain. So first of all, what are the procedure you need? First, create users, username Bhaskar, last name Voj, and the Windows login ID will be Bhaskar B. You can give, but that should be a proper naming convention given by the users. Next is user must change the password at next logon. You have to check these options. Clear?
Yes.
After you create the user, you ask requester what are the permission group we need to add. If they given you permission groups, you go to the member of and then you have to add. Remember, except domain admin, enterprise admin, schema admin, these three are the high privilege Active Directory built-in groups. Do not give anyone apart from your AD team. So only those who manage the Active Directory domain administration, those guys only have the rights to use this. Apart from, even other than AD team like Windows team, VMware team, network team, any other technology team, they won't be part of any domain admin groups. If they ask you, if they ask the domain admin, do not do that. Clear? If they will misutilize, they will be fired. Even also it can be come as a investigation why this guy have, how this guy can get domain admin request. So who has given the domain admin request, even they also can fire off you. Remember, this is the first things. So whenever you are creating any user for the for your organization, while you create the users, give them first name, last name, and you give them the options. Next time login, he need to reset his password, right? And you will to ask requester what are the permission group need to add. If they mention give us this permission group, add it or else leave it. Clear? Now what happened? They will try to log in with this ID. Bhaskar B. See that user password must be changed before logging on the first time. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is the permanent password. For how many days? 90 days only. Okay. In that case, you can check the users when their password going to expire. How you know? Run as administrator options and put net space user Bhaskar B. See that the details will directly come. Password set when? 11:15, 9:49 p.m. Password will expire on. Password will be expire on in 1 month. Clear? Password will be
Yes.
expire
42 days, I think, by default.
exactly 42 days. Okay. So next 40 days you need to change your password, right? Remember one things. For generic users like you have created Bhaskar, me, Siddhartho, do not check this option while create the users. Do not check these options that password never expire. Why? Password, if you check this option password never expire, that will be serious compliance issue. That means, first of all, they will not change their password. Same password they will use for long term. It may be chances for hack, right? Second things, they will use their account everywhere. You don't know which machine they are logging, which, so password will be saved, it chances to hack. Okay, so this option cannot be allowed for generic users. You have to uncheck this. And also password never expire. If it is marked check mark, then means that user password will never expire. I'll show you. Now if you run the same command, you will see that user password will be never expire. Okay. So just a minute. I think, okay, I was changed my account, I guess. Yeah, sorry, my account. Password never expire. Okay, so that will be CDAR. Instead of Bhaskar V, it will be CDAR. See that password expire, it should be no. Clear? Got it?
Yes. Yes.
So that means I'm telling you, first of all, user prolonged time they will use the same password. Through this password they will log in different computers. Might be they forget to log off. As a result, if that system got infected, they will clone the user's credentials and destroy the entire things. Okay, so this option cannot be checked. Second things, let's say that user left, today's last working day, and he left the organization, but no one has disabled his credential. In that case, that person still have access after their leave. So if he want, he can again come back as a giant. He can destroy. Even you do not have any control to manage, because that person is no longer the part of this activity. Clear? So this option cannot be checked while you create any generic users. Got my point? Got
Yes.
my point? Perfect. Next we are coming to service account. Service account is basically we need to configure different applications like SQL, like IIS, like DHCP, like any such application. We need domain users login. So in that case we have to configure the application based on this service account. Clear? For that purpose, service account cannot be used any human. It should be used by application. Might be first time you can log in with the service account for configuring, but it is not allowed by to use any users. Service account generic name, it's look like this. So generally we use SBP, means service account. Product, P means production, okay, D means development, right? SBP hyphen AGS or SQL database, SQL data. Clear? Or instead of SQL, any other application use, you can mention it. So every organization having their own naming convention, so you have to follow. Remember one thing, while you create the service account, you have to check this option. Password never option should be checked. Why? Because if service account password, if no one remembered, so after 40 days it will be stopped. As a result, it will be application outage. So many organizations, what they do, they will take exclusion for these users management, that I am using this service account for the generic application management, so I need a password never expire. They will verify, they will, and then they will approve. Based on that, InfoSec team once provide the approval, you create the service account password. Now password you need to follow 14-13 character, whatever it is, and more complex, and you give it to the concerned team, those who are using this password. Remember, service account password cannot change. If anyone tell you to change it, tell him raise a request with proper approvals, because if you change the service account password, it might be services will be outage. You got my point? Is that clear?
Yes.
Let's say
we have set up an SQL and any backup things also.
Exactly.
It will get stopped.
Exactly. So you have to first, if anyone ping you in Teams meetings and telling you, brother, just reset the password and give me the password, do not do this. Tell him first send a mail and raise the request, then only we'll proceed. So you complete the request, and before complete the request you need approvals. Okay, then based on the approval and mails, you go ahead for this change. That's why I'm telling you, because these are the policies that can save you from the serious escalations. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Got my
Yes.
point? So that is the difference between normal generic account and service account. Now I'm telling you domain account, domain admin. Who is domain admin? Any user can be a domain admin if he or she the part of domain admin group. Clear? If you are the part of this group, then only you can log into the domain controller. For let's say, if I log in this domain controller with Bhaskar B, let's see what exactly error I get. Bhaskar B. See that it's saying sign in method you are trying to use is not allowed. For more info, contact your network administrator. So that means normal user, they do not have any rights to log in any domain controller. Who can log in?
Yes.
Those who part of this domain admin group.
Domain admin. Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
This is the basic fundamental of the Active Directory. Got my point?
Yes.
Perfect. Next is
Sir, even if we have a password policy and if we check that box password never expires, so it will not replicate to those users. Huh?
so password policy is different, brother. I'm telling you, whenever I have go for group policy, I will tell you in that case what is password policies. Password policy, it will be different, but if you check these options, it will not impact it. Got my point? Password policy means kind of password complexity. Clear? Okay. Next, we are going to create 500 users, or let's say 200 users at a time. In that case, you need bulk user script. Okay. So let's find out the group script. Let's find out what it is. Okay. In that case, you want to prepare one list. Okay. It's look like this. So first of all, you tell me OU, then you will give me the password, then username, first name, last name, username. Clear? Now OU details is not there, so you can create one OU with name. user, org. Fine. In this org users, how much user I have, that need to be filled out by your team, concerned team, those who are creating. So here it's 339. I can create 500 users, not a big deal. So clear. So you have to drag and drop all the password as well. Got it? Okay. Then save it. So save it. User lit CSV. Once it is done, put the list to your domain controller. Many interview questions they will ask you how you can create the bulk users. There is a command, and also you need to fill up the sheets. And these are the script. So script telling you need to keep this folder in C drive. Fine. So in that case, what I need to do, keep this file on C drive. Clear? Got it? Once it is done,
Yes, sir.
then you need to run this entire command. Let's understand what is the command is doing. Command first store the data from user CSV in the form of $user variable. First of all, he's creating a variable $users, and in this case it is import CSV file from C user list. Now loop through each row containing user details in the CSV file. So now loop through each row containing user details with CSV file. In that case, it's open one loop for each $users in $users. But this is a $users. In that case, it is creating another variable $users. Now read user data from each field in each row and assign the data to a variable as below. So username is equal to $user.username, $password, okay, $first name, $last name, $OU, $password, all everything. So here writing $user.username, $user.password, $user.first name, $user.last name, $OU, everything. Check to see if the users already exist in it. So in that case, another if condition is applies, get id user f minus f SAM account name equals to username. Then if user does not exist, give a warning, write warning a user account already exists, else user does not exist and create the new user account. So account will be created in the OU provided by a $OU variable read from the CSV file, new ID users, then SAM account name user, all those stuff. So I hope you understand the script. Clear?
Yes.
So run the script on the IAC mode. Any script before run, be careful that you have to make sure what could be the impact and what would be the output. Okay, so be careful about this. Anything wrong, it can destroy your area infrastructure. Then it might be you can fire from the organization. I have very bitter experience on this, so I'm warning you, be careful. So click on run. Once you click on run, script is doing in the background. So the OU we mentioned, in that particular OU they will create 600 users. Got it? Clear?
Yes.
Perfect. So in that case, if we go to that org users and refresh it, see that total 600 users created in this particular OU. Any question?
No.
That was my today short demonstration for user account management. Next week we will show you how you can delegate control and give the proper delegation for the users, like specific task in Active Directory, although they will not be part of any domain admin or high privilege group, but they can manage users, they can delete users, they can reset password, anything. Clear? Got it?
Got it.
Perfect. Let me save the file. Any question?